I modded World of Warcraft so the entire game moves 3 times faster. My character moves faster, enemies move faster, and that includes all attacks and spellcasting. At first, this sounded like a fun challenge, as I could fight, quest, and escape danger faster, but I soon realized I had made everything in this game way more dangerous, because now every pull, every enemy ability requires insane reaction time. I have no idea if this is possible, but my goal is simple: reach level 60 on hardcore. And the class I decided to attempt this with might be the worst possible option: the warrior. For my race, I decided to go with the Tauren for extra stamina and war stomp, giving me an emergency stun to survive early on. And I'm playing the Wrath version of the game for better class balance. And so, my adventure begins in Mulgore as Fastman the Speedy Cow. Let's increase my speed to 3x. Yeah, look at that, I'm way faster now. The first thing I did was gather every quest I could, then immediately got into animal combat against some extremely fast, long-legged birds. I do have to be aware that this is hardcore, so this is a little bit more dangerous. I can't be doing too crazy stuff. I do have some really cool plans for this challenge though. I love the fast questing though. Like, my speed right now is probably like the speed of like a fast mount, I think. Right off the bat, the opening quests honestly weren't too hard. They actually felt way better than usual because I was attacking so fast. My main ability, Heroic Strike, normally has a long delay between attacks, but with everything sped up, it almost felt instant and amazing. So I easily breezed through the mountain cougars and boars without meeting much resistance, but that was about to change. I actually didn't realize charge stuns. Let's just run Rend though. Like, Rend is the better option. I'm so fast, like, charge is not really that needed. I think like single enemies on me is not going to be too much of an issue. I'm worried about having 2 enemies on me though. I feel like that could be a little deadly. The only thing that's increased on my character is attack speed. And also my movement speed, but that's it, nothing else. After decimating the bristleback quillboars and slaying their leader Sharptusk and grabbing the hidden quest in the cave, I reached level 6 and received a massive 2-handed axe upgrade. It might not look crazy at first, but it almost doubled my auto attack damage, and when I'm hitting 3 times faster, that is a very big deal. So far, this challenge has been surprisingly easy, but that changed very quickly once I reached Bloodhoof Village and started picking up quests there. Most of them still had me killing animals and collecting items, but for whatever reason, these enemies were on a completely different level of difficulty. I have to be careful. Oh my gosh. That's the thing, enemies can use their abilities like more often as well. Oh, this is my first magic caster. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That was brutal. The speed of that caster was ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Beautiful axe I will be using. Whew. Thank you very much. I should go to Thunder Bluff. Like as soon as possible. Oh my gosh, this wolf is chasing me. This is a dangerous situation. This is dangerous. Oh! I actually died. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Okay, well, this character's done. Fastman is done. Let's make my other character. Do I want to go Tauren again? I kind of wanted to, but I'll switch it up. After that embarrassing death at level 8, I decided to reattempt the challenge with another character, but this time I went with the Orc, a much more offensive race thanks to Blood Fury, which gives me a massive burst of damage. If the Tauren was a safer choice, the Orc was the greedy one. So my new character's name will be Fastman 2, and my second adventure begins in the Valley of Trials. This starting area, just like the Tauren one, was a breeze to get through. By slaying super speed boars, deadly poison scorpions, and blue demons, I quickly reached level 6, but now the real test begins. The Orc control area of Durotar has some extremely dangerous questing areas, and at 3x speed, I'm about to find out if this more aggressive aggressive warrior strategy can actually keep me alive. But unlike the Tauren, for whatever reason, none of the quests actually gave me a good two-hander, so for now I was stuck using an axe and a shield. And before I do anything dangerous, I headed to Razor Hill to pick up some very important professions. Alright, let's learn the professions I need. I need to learn mining. Let's get my mining up. Thank you. I'm gonna also be learning engineering. This is good. This is a definitely unique angle to take. I think engineering is gonna be like an interesting tool for this challenge. There's a lot of cool gadgets and things I can use that will help me. Let's get first aid going as well. That's gonna be very important as a warrior. The first thing I did was head to Senjin Village to complete some of the easier quests. Along the way, I started collecting copper ore, which would be extremely important for engineering later on, especially for crafting powerful explosives. I also went to my warrior trainer and learned Thunderclap, Rend, and Victory Rush, giving me a much better toolkit for surviving early game fights. I wonder how the speed impacts my block. Whoa. I don't know where that dude was going. I actually do no damage with like sword and shield. It's actually horrible. The trade-off is not worth it, especially for this challenge. While grinding, I kept debating whether running a shield was actually the smart play. The trade-off was simple, less damage but more defense. Unfortunately, the game hadn't really given me another choice yet. Completing the Senjin Village quest also rewarded me with really sticky glue, one of the most busted open world items in the game. I don't even know why this exists, but it lets me root an enemy for 10 seconds. I love the super fast mining. It's damn near instacast. Let's make some dynamite. This dynamite might do some nuts damage. I'm gonna weave this into my rotation. I wonder what the cooldown is. The downside is that my engineering bombs had a much longer cooldown than I expected, and they also shared a cooldown with really sticky glue. So as powerful as these tools were, I couldn't rely on them consistently. After killing some centaur, burning their attack plans, and looting a chest that gave me a really nice pair of uncommon pants, I reached level 9, and leveled up mining and engineering to prepare for my next major test, Tiergard Keep. This broken down castle filled with humans were actually a bit lower level than me, so on paper it shouldn't be too bad. But the problem was inside of the keep. Tight corridors, dark rooms, and enemies packed close together meant there was a very real chance I could pull multiple enemies at once. Thank you. These humans are scary. Oh! Full-blown sprint. This is what's dangerous. Okay, let's be careful. Why is there a face there, and what is that face? Okay, rare. I pulled 2, which are scary. It is dark in here. This is a little scary. I think I can do this though. Let's deal with this dude first. There you go. Actually, that was actually a lot easier than I thought. After finishing up the human quest, I reached level 10, which unlocked a few crucial things. First was my warrior class quest, which I'll deal with later, and second was talents, which I completely forgot about because I was way too excited to craft rough copper bombs through engineering. These bombs deal real solid damage, but more importantly they can incapacitate enemies, which gives me another emergency tool in a challenge where every second matters. I tested them out while farming quillbores on my way to level 11, which is when I finally remembered I actually had talents to spend and decided to start going down the arms tree. Another rare. This rare is this is a rare I'm not fighting. 666 health. That's demonic stuff. No wonder. I forgot I put my talents in. Am I tripping? What was I gonna take anyways? I was gonna take this, increased bleed damage anyways. Now that I was level 11, one of the main rules of this challenge finally kicked in. Since I increased XP gain so these videos don't take forever to make, I had to balance that out with a zone rule. So once I outlevel a zone's intended range, I have to leave and move on to a new one. abandoning all quests excluding class, profession, and ones I already finished. The next zone I decided to head to was the Barrens, but the first thing I did when I got there was actually my warrior class quest, which sent me all the way back to Dortar to kill these massive dinosaur lizard creatures for scales. Surprisingly, that part was a breeze, and it rewarded me with defensive stance, sunder armor, and taunt. At the time, I thought these abilities were going to be pretty useless and I would never need them, which was a mistake. I then headed to the Barrens main town, the Crossroads, grabbed every quest I could, and flew back to Orgrimmar to learn cooking, leveling it up a bit in preparation for the well-fed stamina buffs I get from his profession, because at this point I'm doing basically everything possible to stay alive. That also included, weirdly enough, learning Shield Bash, an interrupt that dazes enemies and can be only used with a shield. The only reason I was even using a shield was because I still hadn't found a good two-hander, but that would turn out to be a blessing in disguise, because as soon as I went back to the Barrens and started one of the easiest quests in the entire zone, killing Planestriders, this happened. This is brutal damage. Wow, I almost died there. Like I genuinely almost died there. Sword shield might be mandatory, I don't know. Like this is like a lot of damage. At this point, I'm really starting to feel the difficulty of leveling as a warrior, and it only got worse as I barely survived fighting the speedy long-legged birds, reaching level 13, because next came an even harder enemy, Quillboars. And Quillboars have a very nasty habit of running away when they get low. I'm gonna die here. Oh, I almost died. Oh my goodness, that was so close. After that, I was way too traumatized to keep pushing random quests, because I genuinely felt like I could lose everything. So instead, I decided to do the second part of my warrior class quest, which sent me up a mountain to this random orc just chilling at the top. He gave me a quest to collect some special materials so he could make me a weapon. They're all stam. I'll run that. This is actually a... I'm looking at it, this is a stupid upgrade. Like this is a ridiculous one-hander upgrade. And this weapon was massive. It completely changed the tone of the run. Enemies that felt like life or death fights 15 minutes ago were suddenly getting destroyed by my increased damage. And I even took that power into the scary oasis area of the Barrens, filled with speedy centaurs, and it was way easier than I expected. That let me reach level 15, where I finally maxed out my talent Deflection, increased my parry chance by 5%, which is great for avoiding damage, but becomes way more important later on. And now, for the first time in this challenge, I actually think it might be possible to reach level 60. So stay tuned for the next episode where things get brutal. Thanks for watching.